What's up guys, welcome back to another tier list video. Today I am doing the Ice Age Herd. This is the last Ice Age tier list on this channel. I have done the Ice Age movies, the Ice Age villains, and now I'm going to do the Ice Age Herd. Enjoy the video. Okay, so coming up in D tier, I have Crash and Eddie. Now, these two are of course ranked next to each other because they were very similar in their personalities and how they acted and how they look. And we first saw them in Ice Age 2, The Meltdown, and they were also in Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, and in Ice Age 4, Continental Drift, and Ice Age 5, Collusion Course. Now, I think these two were funniest in Ice Age 3 and also best in Ice Age 3. I didn't like them so much in Ice Age 4 because they were almost not in it and they just wanted to die. But in Collusion Course, they actually did something because they helped the cast with stopping this meteorite. So I think in Ice Age 4 they were completely useless. Ice Age 3 very funny. In Ice Age 2 we were introduced to them, but they were very annoying in Ice Age 2 when they especially against Sid and Diego, which I am coming to later. But in Ice Age 5 I actually think they were at least a little useful. So that's Crash and Eddie. Okay, so as the best one in D tier is Louis, and the reason I liked him more than Crash and Eddie is because at least he didn't want to die, and he was just in one movie, which was Ice Age 4 Continental Drift, but he was also in a Collusion Course with he got a camo in Collusion Course where we saw him for some seconds with some other hedgehogs, but the only movie he talked and did something in was the fourth one, and he was actually a pretty big role. He was but he was a hero in the end of the movie where Captain Gut got peaches and Louis threw a rock on his foot. Spoilers. And yeah, he saved the peaches, which was very heroic. So, but the reason he's in the lowest tier, D tier, is because the other characters just did more and had more potential and gave more than Louis. And Louis also was a little similar with Crash and Eddie by being small and not doing so much. So yeah, now let's continue to C tier. In C tier, I got Scrat's girlfriend. I don't remember her name, but it was his girlfriend in Ice Age 3. But first they of course fought for a acorn nut, and in the movie they got together, and then they broke up because Scrat wanted a nut instead of her. The reason she's so low is because she was just in one movie, Ice Age 3, Down of the Dinosaurs, Down of the Dinosaurs, Down of the Dinosaurs, and I didn't like her so much. I think Scrat is a much better character than her. Okay, next to Scrat's girlfriend, I got Sid's girlfriend, which was in one movie, Collusion Course, of course, and she was pretty fine. The thing I liked about her, her name was Brooke, by the way. The thing I liked about her was that she was very nice, and she also introduced to Sid, Manny, Diego, Buck, Ellie, and the cast, Sierra, and them, to the Crystal World. It was this Crystal Place world where she showed them the animals that live there and the place. So. And the reason I liked her more than Scrat's girlfriend is that I liked that she was nice, and I just think she was a better character in general. She was actually not that bad, but she would be higher in the list if she was in more movies. Like, let's say that she was in the fourth and the fifth, then she would probably be B tier. But since she was just in one, and also it took some time before they met her, it was like in the middle of the movie or something. So for that reason, she is in C tier. But I think if they're going to make a Ice Age 6, they're going to make Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild, which is going to be Buck and Crash and Eddie in it. But if she's going to be in an Ice Age 6, if it's going to happen, I think they should add her in the cast, and she would probably go up to B tier. But for now, she stays in C tier. Okay, next to her, as the best one in C tier, I got Granny, which is Sid's grandma. And we first saw her in Ice Age 4, and she was also in Ice Age 5. I liked her most in Ice Age 4 because she was very funny. She said she was going to outlive everyone, and I liked her relationship with the pirates. She had this whale, this big whale that saved them in the end of Ice Age 4. And yeah, she was a very decent character in Ice Age 4. In Ice Age 5, she could have been better. She didn't get so much screen time. In my opinion, she was probably a A tier in Ice Age 4 and D tier in Ice Age 5, so that's why she's in C tier, the best one in C tier, so in the middle. She would probably be B tier if she just had some more screen time and some more like dialogue or some more in it, but because she was such a weak character in general, she is in C tier. Okay, coming up in B tier, I got Peaches, which was Manny's and Ellie's kid. Now, she was born in the end of Ice Age 3. She was a pretty big part of Ice Age 4, even though she was not on the whole adventure. She was actually a pretty big part, at least she was a very big part in the start of the movie. And then there was a big gap, which was when Manny, Sid, Diego and the granny went on this adventure, met the pirates and the hamsters. And then when they came back, in the end of the movie, Peaches became a big part of the movie again. So it's very hard to say, like, she was almost not in Ice Age 3, and she didn't do anything. I think for sure she was best in Ice Age 4. In Ice Age 5, she was pretty meh. And the reason she's better than Crash and Eddie and the Granny, Louis, and the girlfriends is because at least she did something to help the cast. Like, Granny had the whale, of course. Louis did the thing in the end of Ice Age 4. I just liked Peaches more than the 6 characters. But she was actually pretty annoying in the 5th one. She was like... She just wanted to be alone or something. She didn't want to have anything with Manny and Ellie to do, so... I don't know. I didn't like her so much in the 5th one. She was actually pretty meh in the 4th, so... Yeah, that's why she's the worst one in B tier. Now, as the queen in B tier, I got Ellie, which was Manny's girlfriend and Peach's mom. As you can see, I ranked these 3 mammoths in B tier. And as you saw in C tier, I had the girlfriends and the granny. And in D tier, I had Crash, Eddie, and Louis. So these characters are like pretty similar in each tier. But of course, Manny is much higher. Manny is one of the best characters in the whole series, in my opinion. But back to Ellie. Now, we first got introduced to Ellie in Ice Age 2, where we also got introduced to Crash and Eddie. I personally liked Ellie much more than Crash and Eddie, because she was a much bigger part of the like adventures. You can say that she was one of the main characters in Ice Age 3 because she gave birth to Peaches. Also, Ellie, very great character. And in Ice Age 2, she was a little weird with this possum thing. She thought she was a possum, but she was a beast in Ice Age 3, defeating all these dinosaurs. And in Ice Age 4, she also fought, even though she was not so much in the movie. She was pretty much as much in the movie like Peaches, in a way. But in Ice Age 5, she also had a very lack screen time. She almost didn't have any screen time. Like, if you ask me which movie I'm going to remember Ellie from, I would probably say Ice Age 3, because she was the biggest part, or at least one of the main characters in Ice Age 3, and she also had the most screen time in Ice Age 3. So that's why she is the best one in B tier, because she had much more screen time than all these characters under her, and I also liked her personality much more. She was very nice, and yeah, let's continue to A tier. Okay, in A tier I got Sierra, which was Diego's girlfriend, which first saw her in Ice Age 4. She was a member of the pirate crew, and she also later became a part of the pack, and we of course saw her also in Ice Age 5 Collusion Course. Now, I think she was best in Ice Age 4 because she of course had the most screen time. I think it was cool that she was first a part of the pirate crew, and then she joined Sid, Manny, and Diego's pack. The bad thing with Sierra that makes her A tier and not S tier is that she was, in some scenes, like, she looked very weak, and she was like, what can I say? She was like Captain Guts' pet in Ice Age 4 until she joined the Sid pack. I think it's very cool that, like, they made her switch pack from the pirate crew to Sid's pack, and she's also the only character in the whole series that have done something like that. Or Diego did it in the first one, but it was not a pirate crew, so it was something different. But of course, she became Diego's girlfriend, and in Collision Course 5, she's a very forgettable character. I would probably say that she, if I had to remember her from a movie, I would say Ice Age 4, because in Ice Age 5, she had very little screen time. She didn't do anything, actually. And yeah, but she was good in Ice Age 4, and that's why she's in A tier. Next up is the iconic Ice Age character, Scrat. Now, this is the first character we see in the whole series. And of course, it's the opening with the nut, and of course, this is like a side character. You have Sid Man Diego on the whole pack, and then you have Scrat and on the side with his own adventures. And when he is going through something in each movie, Sid Man Diego and the pack is going through the same thing, just in a little different way. But it's like they have the same adventures, and sometimes they meet. Sid have, of course, met Sid. Scrat has, of course, met Sid, Manny, Diego, and of course, Crash and Eddie and Ellie too. But the one thing I like about Scrat is that he's such an iconic character. He's like Ice Age. He's like Ice Age's iconic character. And I think he is a squirrel, but some people say he's a squirrel rat. I googled it, and it says that he's a squirrel rat. So, but I will just say that he's a squirrel, because then I can say that he's Scrat the squirrel. So, that's that. He was, of course, in all 5 movies. He was in Ice Age, the original one. He was in Ice Age 2, The Meltdown, and he was in Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. He was in Ice Age 4 and 5. I would probably say that he was best in Ice Age 1, because it was very funny. It was the first movie we've gotten introduced to him. Of course, Sid Man Diego, I'm coming to them later. And I also think that Scrat was very funny with this acorn. He was so obsessed with the acorn, man. He was so obsessed with this nut. It was crazy to watch. But I would probably say that the reason he is not S tier is because in some scenes it looked like he didn't even bother getting the nut, you know what I mean? And he was he was a little weak in some scenes, and he also failed many times to get the nut. So of course it was a legend in Ice Age 4 in the end when they came to Acorn Police or something. You know, Atlantis just with acorn nuts. I think, of course, Scrat was very cool in Ice Age 4, but I still think he was best in the first one because it was the original movie, and it was also fun, and he was also funniest in the first one. But I would say, I would say he was funniest in the first one, and then the fourth, then maybe the third, then maybe the second, then the fifth. In the fifth, he was just like flying this UFO and crushing the meteorite. So, and that was the whole plot of the movie, stopping the meteorite. And yeah, just in general, Scrat, a very iconic and good character, and that is why he's my fifth favorite character in the whole series, and A tier. Okay, coming up as the king of A tier, I got Buck. Now, this is just such a good character, man. Like, he has everything. He has everything you want. He's cool, he's adventurous. We first got introduced to him in Ice Age 3, and of course that's his best movie. He was not in Ice Age 4, but he came back in Ice Age 5 to help Sid Mandiego and the cast stopping this meteorite, and I think it was very cool. I will say he was a S tier character in Ice Age 3. He was actually my favorite character in Ice Age 3, and I would say that he was probably C tier in Ice Age 5 because he was a little weird with this pumpkin. Like he said that she was he said that it was his girlfriend, and it was just weird, man. But he led them the way to the meteorite and helped them, of course, stopping this meteorite. He also had some scenes in Ice Age 5, but he was so much better in Ice Age 3, and my favorite character in Ice Age 3, and that's why he's the best character in A tier and my fourth favorite character overall in the series. Okay, coming up in S tier, I got the three main characters, Sid, Manny, and Diego. Now, number 3 is Diego because he was a legend, man. He is, in my opinion, one of the best characters in Ice Age because he had such a good personality, man. Like, he was this character that joined the pack later in Ice Age 1. He was first a part of the Sabertooth tiger pack with his dad and some other tigers. And then he got this mission to lead Sid and Manny and the baby to the pack so the dad could eat the baby. But instead, of course he did it first, but when they got to the pack, the tiger pack, Diego stood up to his father, defending Manny because Diego's dad almost killed Manny. And I think it was very cool that he switched pack from his own family to Sid and Manny's, just like Sierra did in Ice Age 4. But the difference is that Sierra switched it against Captain Gut and the pirate crew, but Diego did it against his father and the pack. But the rest of the pack was actually very useful. But the rest of the pack was very useless. The grandpa in the pack was weak. The fat one was garbage, and the last one, which was not his dad, he was pretty meh. He didn't do so much. But I think Diego and the father was the two only good characters in the tiger pack. So I can understand why Diego changed the pack, that he switched the pack over to Sid and Manny's. And of course, the end is very sad because they had to give the baby to the dad, to the baby's dad and the humans again. But it was a start of an Ice Age adventure, you know. Diego was in all these 5 movies. He was in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I personally think he was probably the best one in 4th because he helped against the pirate crew. He also got together with Sierra in the end. But I also think he was very good in the third one because he helped Ellie with birth, and he also stood up against the dinosaurs. He was a pretty big part of the third one. And the fourth and the first, I think his weakest movie was the second one, The Meltdown. And the reason for that is because it was a lot of water, and he was afraid of water first. Sid taught him later how to swim, and the fear went away. But I still think it's his weakest movie because most of it is just him being afraid of touching the water, and he wanted to be on the land, on ice. So yeah, but of course he fought against the fishes, but I still think that's his weakest movie. And the fifth one was probably like pretty decent for him. He didn't have so much screen time. He was all the time with Sierra. He told this scary story to some of the other animals with Sierra, but he didn't actually do so much. He helped stopping the meteorite, but of course Julian, which I ranked B, was a much bigger part because he got together with Peaches. He helped Manny stopping the meteorite with the rock. But Diego was very good in the first, the third, and the fourth. So yeah, that's Diego. Very good character and very iconic. He's like the iconic tiger in the series. So let's go to next. My second favorite character in Ice Age is Manny, and this guy was a beast, man. He was one of the first characters we all saw. So in the opening scene, Scrat fell down to the other animals, and Manny stepped on him, and then the Ice Age logo came, and the music and the opening scene and theme. And Manny is probably the most iconic character in the whole show. I know I said Scrat was it, but Manny, like mammoths, is so typical in Ice Age. So I would probably say that Scrat or Manny is it. They're like fighting on the top there. The one thing I liked about Manny is that he was a fighter. He fought against the tigers, the fish, the dinosaurs, the pirates, and the dino birds. And he was just a legend, man. He was super good in all movies. There was not one movie he was bad in. He was like good in all of them. So yeah, we first got introduced to him in the first one, and he was just so good. He didn't have any weak scenes. Probably the only weak thing he had was this scene in the first one where he looked at these ruins and he saw the mammoth family, the stone ruins. But that's the only thing. That's the only scene. The rest of the show, he was a legend. He even won over Captain Gut. Like, this guy, and he would probably be my favorite character if the next one, which is of course Sid, would not have been in Ice Age. But I'm coming back to Sid. I'm just going to finish Manny here. Manny was such a good character. There is no doubt that he was the best mammoth in the series, and he is a very, very top second character. I like Sid a little more, and I'm coming to that. And the last thing I want to say about Manny is that he was a fighter in all movies. He of course gave birth to Peaches in Ice Age 3. If I had to say which movie he was best in, I would probably say Ice Age 4. But he was good in all of them. He was very similar in all of them too. So yeah, it's nothing more to say about him than he was a legend. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we got Sid, the one and only Sid. Now, why is Sid my favorite character in Ice Age? Well, I don't know, maybe because he's super hilarious and he's like this iconic character, man. He also made the pack, the Sid Man Diego thing. Also one of the first characters we saw. He's one of the main characters in the movies. He was funny in all movies. We got introduced to him in the first one. The scene with the rhinos was fun. He was good in all movies. There is not one movie he was weak in. He was maybe a little weak in the second one, but and the third one he got kidnapped by a dinosaur, and the whole plot of the movie was to save Sid with the help from Buck. Now, but why is he the best one? Why? I said it because he's the funniest one, and he is also the best. Like, look at it this way. I'm going to go one and one movie here. Ice Age 1, super hilarious. Helped Manny and Diego with the baby. He also fought against the tigers. Second one, and of course Sid also had these funny moments with Manny and Diego and Scrat. Now, second one, the meltdown. Yeah, he fought against the fish. He had some funny scenes with Diego. He was very much with Diego in the second one because he also taught him how to swim. So very good in the second one. Now in the third one, he was super hilarious. He got kidnapped by the Mama Rex, the dinosaur, and the park, and not the park. This is not a regular show, and the cast had to save him by going through this jungle underneath this Ice Age world. It was our own jungle world with Buck and the dinosaurs. They had to fight dinosaurs. And yeah, Sid also met Peaches when she was born. And yeah, Sid also had very funny moments with the mama dinosaur. So that was cool. And in Ice Age 4, he had such funny moments with the granny, his grandma, pirates. He was a big part of this adventure. He had the funny scene with the crab, and the hamsters. He like communicated with the hamsters and danced with them. In Ice Age 5, he got together with Brooke. He finally got a girlfriend after 5 movies. Brooke, finally. I thought it was very cool that he finally got a girlfriend. Finally. So yeah, like there's nothing more to say than he was a legend in all movies, and that is why he's my favorite character in Ice Age. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see the tier list, here it is. As you can see, there are 3 characters in each tier, and in total there are 15 characters. Take care, peace, remember to like and subscribe, and I'm seeing you in the next one. I'm out.